Hey everyone, so I am back with another DCGO video. So before I was talking about my Rasielmon deck. So just to show off this deck again, it is just a bunch of Ukkomons, so I am only playing 4 of the BT14 Ukkomons to guarantee that I will have the draw power when I do recover. I did run a 5th egg in my other yellow variants, but in this yellow vaccine variant, I just really in this build, I just really want to focus on building up a stack, even if the stack is built in raising. So I don't need to push out as much. So then 4 eggs is pretty sufficient most of the time. Although I do run out of eggs in some games, but at that point it would no longer really matter. But yeah, 4 of these BT14 Ukkomons for the draw power. The cute mons just to reduce digivolution costs, to prevent people, your opponent specifically, from reducing digivolution costs. So especially in the online simulator, maybe people just do not really pay that much of attention. But if you have this cute mon out and then they have a mental training or physical training or wisdom training, any kind of training card really, they will pop the card, proceed with the Digivolve, but then it will not reduce cost by 2. So then they waste their training, and then they might even pass you the turn or just waste some memory that they didn't account for, which was not my intention of using this card, but yeah, a bunch of people on the sim do not pay attention that you do have a cute mon out, and then they will end up wasting their training card. So I am playing 4 of these Pillamons. It has come in handy against Leviamon, for example. So if your opponent forces you to play out a level 4 or lower from your trash, you can play out this Pillamon, and then they can, they wanted to pop Biting Crush to play out Leviamon, but now they can't play out Leviamon because Pillamon is on the field. This has actually happened to me, and I am again surprised because maybe people just don't pay attention to Cutemon and to Pillamon. But after I played out the Pillamon, they popped their Biting Crush. They're unable to play Leviamon, and then they just surrendered. Padawan just is the rookie that you want to go into most of the time. So in case you do go into Patamon, you can go up to level 4 for early aggression if you decide to go for an aggressive strategy. However, even if you don't use Patamon's ability, start of main phase ability to Digivolve into level 4 Yellow Vaccine from your security stack, you can, however, just keep this in your stack. So then what I figured is that eventually once you do go into Magna Angimon EX1 and then into Seraphimon or Rasielmon, you will gain more memory back that way. Or you can also keep this in the stack and even go into BT14 Magna Angimon, and then you get a memory back because you recovered. But yeah, this Patamon is a quote-unquote Digivolution cost reduction card. Basically, when you go into your level 6s, the net cost will be reduced by 1, meaning that it's the net cost because you do gain 1 memory back. So if you have this Patamon in source, and then you proceed to Digivolve into this BT14 Seraphimon, it will cost 4, you recover, and then you gain 1 memory back from this Patamon. Assuming that you just pushed it out of raising, it has not activated that inheritable yet that turn. Or even if, for example, you have this Rapidmon out, it has just attacked, Patamon is underneath it, and then you proceed to start your turn at 3. You Digivolve into Magna Angimon EX1 for 3 costs, so you are now at 0. You pop a physical training to go into Seraphimon for 2 cost. You recover, and because you recover, you gain 1 from Magna Angimon EX1, then you gain 1 from Patamon BT14, so you just keep turn that way. But yeah, Patamon, even in stack, is pretty good at getting memory back. 3 of the BT8 Rapidmons to control board. And also the armor purge is pretty nice. 3 of these Angimons. So it is kind of aggressive, but it's way more defensive than it is aggressive. So you do want to attack with this. So the Rapidmons, of course, they have armor purge, so the chances that they will be fully deleted or fully removed from after a security check is small. But however, you do also have this Angimon, which while he does not have protection on him, if he is deleted, then he will just place himself back at the bottom of your security stack. So honestly, you can just rush out the Rapidmons, or you can rush out with this Angimon. The Inheritable is also really neat. On deletion, Inheritable, place 1 yellow card with the vaccine trait from your hand at the bottom of your security stack. So this will also set up for future plays. So then you can know what's exactly in your security, and then you can use Emissary of Hope to just digivolve faster into your level 6s. But then when attacking, to place one of your opponent's virus Digimon in play at the bottom of their security stack is also pretty good. You can remove targets like Defxmon or any of the 7 great Demon Lords, Machinedramon, Chaosdramon X. But if it is a virus, and there are more viruses out there now, like Shadow Seraphimon, you can just attack and then place at the bottom of their security stack. This Rapidmon, when attacking, just to weaken their security, so you can just easily aggro them if you want to, even with your other Digimon, because their security stack is weakened for the turn. But then this also helps you to get rid of 4000 DP or lower Digimon their opponent has out. Even if you don't, you can attack, weaken it by 4000 until the end of their next turn. And then if you are still keeping, even if you are still able to play out a Magna Angimon BT14 or Digivolve into one, you can further reduce the DP, so it might be deleted. And if that's not enough, go into Seraphimon to weaken their DP even more. But yeah, this was a quick run through of my deck. I posted a full deck profile video about this deck earlier. But yeah, this is pretty fun. I want to incorporate Rasielmon into the deck. Currently I'm only at 2 copies, hence why this is a work in progress. Like, the deck itself right now is pretty good. But, you know, I wouldn't really call this a Rasielmon deck, because it's only 2 copies of Rasielmon. But yeah, this is the more fun build that I have built for Yellow Vaccine. But as I have noted before, I do have more competitive builds for Yellow Vaccine. I actually have a lot of builds. But yeah, let's go over my original build for Yellow Vaccine. And on the sim, I decided that I really liked Vaccine Armor. So first, in my original build, I played 5 eggs. In this deck, you really do not need 5 eggs. I have since cut out Ukkomon X Antibody. I will go over this build, but this is the way more aggressive build that I have built for Yellow Vaccine. But yeah, I do not need Ukkomon X Antibody anymore. Before I was running this card just because I wanted a 5th egg. So the Inheritable effect does come in sometimes. When a card is added to your security stack, your turn once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1000 DP for the turn. So you do have this egg, so you can delete 1000 DP Digimon. Like, there are a bunch of rookies now with only 1000 DP. So if you have this egg and then you add a card to your security stack, you can then delete something like a Saradex 17 Saradex 17 Terriermon. I believe that's 1000. This Padamon's even 1000. Or, you know, there's just like some stray rookies out there that are 1000. Or if the numbers are a bit off, for example, if you want to use Heaven's Judgment, this activates in 6000 DP increments. So if your opponent's Digimon is 13,000 DP, for example, that extra 1000 DP might come in handy, but usually most of the time it doesn't really. But it could come in handy. Maybe like 8, maybe like 6 out of 20 games, 3 out of 10 games, maybe less than that, maybe 1/5 of games it may come in handy. But you really don't need this Ukkomon X antibody. I have since removed that egg because I realized that because I am playing a very aggressive deck, that I'm just rushing them down so quickly that I really don't need 5 eggs. I only really need 4. So I'm currently only running 4 of the BT14 Ukkomons because I want to guarantee draw power, and I really don't need 5 eggs for this deck especially. Patamon, again, because he is the star of this deck. So Patamon will allow you to freely Digivolve into any of your level 4 yellow vaccines. Angimon, because again, he is good. You don't really mind rushing with him. If he is deleted, just place him back at the bottom of your security. If you have a yellow tamer in play, you hatch an egg. So then this will let you to pretty much early aggro. If your opponent has a Def Xmon, or if they have a Virus Digimon that you do want to get rid of, then his, when attacking, does come in handy. Usually I don't use it unless, you know, they built up into Machine Dramon, or they built up into, or like they have a Shadow's Rafimon out, or a Def Xmon out that I want to get rid of. I don't have other ways to get rid of it, or it's just being annoying. So then, although I don't need to get rid of it, I'm so far ahead that I can just, you know, swing with this Angimon, get rid of it, hatch an egg, and then proceed to build up another stack and raising. This Salamon is pretty good for the deck. I really like EX1 Salamon, so it has this inheritable. When attacking once per turn, if you have 3 or more security cards, draw 1. So then this card is just really good. If you don't have this Patamon, and then you have this Salamon, between the rookies, I would prefer Patamon to Digivolve into raising, move out, and then go into your level 4 start of your main phase. And then Salamon is pretty comfortable Digivolving in raising, and then Digivolving right again, especially into Star Deck 17 Rapidmon. Even if it's 4 cost, it's a pretty strong level 4. And then once you do push Salamon out, you attack with the, once you push Rapidmon out with the Salamon inheritable, you are able to minus 4000 EP to one of their Digimon, minus 4000 EP to their security stack, and then draw a card. So this is pretty good synergy with the Salamon, just because you're playing pretty early, pretty aggressively. The draws will fill up your hand a lot. This Agumon, so I wanted a 3rd yellow vaccine rookie. So I chose this Agumon. There are 3 main reasons why I'm using this Agumon. So this inheritable is another draw inheritable, although it's not as likely to proc as is the Salamon inheritable. But it has this inherited effect. Your turn once per turn. When one of your red or yellow tamers becomes suspended, draw 1 card from your deck. So it's pretty easy in this deck. Anytime you add a card to security, you can suspend this TK Takaishi. So if Agumon does end up being an inheritable at that point where you suspend a TK, you will get the draw. Another point is that it has this effect start of your main phase. If you have a red or yellow tamer in play, gain 1 memory. So this effect is pretty good. For example, let's say that your opponent has a memory setter out, or you don't really care that it costs you 1 to Digivolve in raising. So you end up just Digivolving for 1, and then you end up doing something that, you know, ultimately they will just go to 3 anyways. And then turn after, when you start your turn at 3 because of this TK, you push this Agumon out, you get 1 extra memory. So it's like, oh cool, it cost 1 memory, especially on a turn where you don't really need that memory. You're just like, oh, what do I do now? I have some extra memory. You just save, save that memory in the bank that turn. So it costs you 1 memory that turn, but then on subsequent turns, you get 1 memory back. So this Agumon, although it does cost 1 to Digivolve, it is pretty good because of its start of main effect. Or sometimes what I would do is that I would just Digivolve into Salamon or Patamon in raising. If I have, you know, extra memory, I don't really know what else to do with. I can just play out this Agumon for 3 cost. Maybe that will end the turn, and then turn after, because I have a yellow tamer, I'll gain 1 memory back, so that's pretty nice. However, this is also a dual color rookie. I am playing Heaven's Judgment. Heaven's Judgment is pretty good in this build especially, because I'm playing so many different colors. So I'm playing yellow, of course, red, green, black, and purple. So I'm playing 5 colors: yellow, red, green, black, purple. So it's pretty easy to use Heaven's Judgment in this deck. So at minimum, and when I say minimum, I mean like the actual bare minimum, if you have no Digimon out, you only have yellow tamers, you can use Heaven's Judgment for 7 cost to minus 6000 DP to one of your opponent's Digimon. Now, let's say you have a TK Takaishi BT1 out, so that's pretty usual. If you only need to minus 12,000 EP, what you can do is you just play any of your rookies, Salamon or Patamon, for 3, and then Heaven's Judgment, so then you can minus 12,000 DP. Now, let's say you have this Agumon. You want to get rid of something like a Defexmon. Okay, so that's a little bit harder, but you have TK to set you to 3. You play out this Agumon for 3, and then you use Heaven's Judgment, so you have the option, the color red and the color yellow. So you get to minus 6000 EP 3 times, so you just get rid of Defexmon pretty easily. Otherwise, your Rapidmons are also dual color, so even if you have a Rapid on field, you are guaranteed to be able to proc this effect 3 times at minimum. If you have a Mega Gargamon Ace as well as a Rapidmon, or Mega Gargamon Ace as well as Agumon, then you can proc this effect 4 times. And then if you have Defexmon, and let's say an Agumon, which is also pretty fair to have, you can proc this effect 5 times. Red, yellow, purple, black option. You could, in theory, proc this 6 times. I think that I may have done this 1 out of however many games I did, or 2 out of however many games I did, but it is pretty rare to proc it 6 times. But even at that point, you only really need to proc it 4 or 5 times at the most, really. But yeah, this Heaven's Judgment is just really good for this deck. I'm only playing 3, again, because this deck is really insane on draw power. So after removing this Togemon X antibody, you're just guaranteed that every time you add a card to security, you're going to draw. This Salamon will help you to draw even more. This Agumon can help you to draw even more. But yeah, this is just really insane on draw power. So even if you're only playing 3 Heaven's Judgment, I find that 3 is all you really need. Same for physical trainings and Emissary of Hopes. So I do like this Magna Angemon Ace, but then as I played the deck more, I found that I did not like Angiwomon Ace that much, and I ended up removing her for my second iteration of this deck, or not really second iteration, but the next version of this deck that I really liked. Mega Gargamon Ace is actually pretty nice to have. You can just blast Evo on your Rapidmons, or assuming that you have enough memory for it, which is pretty not too far-fetched, because you are able to gain a bunch of memory in a turn because of TK Takaishis and because of Patamon. So if you do end up going to 5 or more memory, you can just unsuspend your Rapidmon and then get an extra attack, which could be the lethal attack that you need. Defexmons. So I really like Defexmons. You can replace them for Rapidmon X once the BT16 update comes out, which will be this Friday, June 7th? June 7th. So when the update does come out, you can replace Defexmons with Rapidmon X. However, I do find a place for Defexmon in this deck that doesn't really need to be replaced by any other card. So Defexmon is just like the card that you can have just because you're so low to the ground with your level 4 strategy that you don't really need to digivolve up, that you have so many card slots that Def Exmon, you can run 4 Def Exmons, and actually it works for this deck pretty well. Just in case you do need it, in case you're playing against a deck that is filling their board up with Tamers or Digimon, then you can just play this for really cheap and then remove some things, and then this will become an extra attacker the turn after. I have played this against Fenrir Lugamons sometimes, and like they would like go into Fenrir, play out 3 level 4 dark animals from trash, and then end of turn take AG out of sources. Maybe they have an analog youth somewhere, but they have so many Digimon, maybe like 6, 7 Digimon or Tamers. So then Def Exmon is like a 2 cost or 0 cost board wipe. So it's just like quite literally decimates their Digimon except for their Fenrir Lugamon stack. But the level 4s that they just played out, just gone. If you are able to play out another Def Exmon, that would just be brutal, or you can just use Heaven's Judgment to finish off the remaining one. But yeah, this is what I really like so far. Physical training is actually pretty good for this build. For example, if you have a physical training out and then you want to keep turn, if you have a Salamon or Agumon that you push out of raising and you want to digivolve into a Rapidmon for 4, you can instead digivolve for a reduced cost of 2, so then you can just more easily keep turn with the physical training. Emissary of Hope is actually a pretty good card for this build. So I'm not really focused on digivolving on anything level 5 and up on my turn unless I absolutely need to. Emissary of Hope is really for me to just play out an Agumon or play out a Salamon for 3 or a Patamon for 3. And then assuming that I only have 3, so I just go to 0. Emissary of Hope, digivolve that Digimon that I just played into a Rapidmon or an Angimon. Most likely it will be this BT8 Rapidmon because it does have that one digivolving effect, which is really nice. So you can just easily just digivolve into this, suspend their Digimon, minus 5,000 to up to 3 of their suspended Digimon. So Emissary of Hope going into BT8 Rapidmon is actually pretty nice for the deck. So this is the version that I really like. And again, I have replaced, I just took out that Took 1 X antibody. So my deck currently for this version does not run Took 1 X antibody at all. So this is definitely my more competitive yellow vaccine deck, but I have made the deck surprisingly even more competitive. So I have been tinkering with this over and over again. So I've made an armor control deck, a vaccine hybrid deck, vaccine rush deck. I'm trying out different ways, different changes in the decks to see how they can get better. But unfortunately, once I put in the yellow hybrids, it kind of messed up having the consistency of seeing level 4 yellow vaccines in security. I forgot what this deck is. Yellow control. Oh, yeah. So it's like vaccine rush, but then with like the control elements of yellow vaccine. I did not fully like that deck. In this deck, I just end Zephyrmons. I did not really like this deck either. And Fire Rockets. Vaccine rush. I actually did not finish that deck. But this is like the most competitive yellow vaccine deck that I have currently made. So let's look at this deck. So in this deck, I actually am playing the 5th egg because I'm playing Ukkomon. But let's go over the changes I made to this deck. So I did not actually end up liking Angewomon Ace. I found that in my deck, because mine is much more aggro focused, I just never really wanted to digivolve into her or play her, because most of the time my security would be over 4 anyways. So if I ended up playing Angewomon Ace, I would just burn a security card to minus 6,000 DP. Whereas with Magna Angewomon Ace, I can add a security card minus, some other DP amount. but I did not like Rasielmon Ace, so I removed her. And I feel like, yeah, I took out the training cards too. So basically, the 4 Ukkomons were the Agumons before. So I took them out, but then I realized I need more yellow rookies. So I took out the trainings and then put the Agumons back in at 3. And then I took out the Rasielmon Aces, and then added an extra copy of Angimon, and then an extra copy of BT8 Rapidmon. So what ended up happening is that I made this deck even more consistent than before. So because I added in the extra level 4s, I didn't really need the physical trainings to find my cards. So I can just take them out and end up putting Agumons in instead of them. And then putting Ukkomon in to add more speed to the deck. So Ukkomon will just win me the game by turn 3 usually. So for example, turn 1, I will Digivolve into Patamon in the back, and then play out Ukkomon in the front. And then my second turn, I will push Patamon out. Patamon will Digivolve into Stardeck 17 Rapid for free, gaining me 1 memory from that, gaining me 1 memory from Ukko, and also hatching an egg, so I can set up another yellow rookie in the back. The Rapidmon will then swing at security, weakening security by 4,000. Ukkomon can then swing too. If Ukkomon lives, that's cool. If Ukkomon is deleted, that's, not big of a deal, because I also set up this rookie in the back that can then fall back on. And then turn 3, actually before turn 3, because I have extra memory gain that turn, I can even play out another rookie, or I can play out a Magnet Angimon Ace and then delete something. But assuming that I have another body on field, my third turn, I can swing with the Stardeck 17 Rapid again, swing with the Ukkomon again, swing with the new rookie, and then swing with either the rookie that I played last turn or the Magnet Angimon Ace that last turn. So this can actually speed up the rate at which you win. But yeah, let's actually show this deck off. This is currently my favorite iteration of the Yellow Vaccine deck. It is surprisingly very, very aggro focused. Well, again, this is not a good hand. This is significantly better. Like, way, way better. Because I'm also playing so many duplicates of level 4s, this deck is just probably my most consistent version of the deck. Arguably, the deck without Ukkomon can be seen as more consistent, but this deck is just so good. That you don't even... I feel like you can just really pop off with this deck. Okay, I'm playing against Cat D. Oh, time to switch my cameras, because I realized that I'm now in game, so I should switch the camera. Okay. Sorry, I did not realize I was covering my cards. Patamon moves out, Digivolves into Stardeck 17 Rapidmon. Put our Stardeck 17 Rapid at the bottom of security, that would be funny. Okay, I feel like my Digimon are pretty safe, because I don't think that they can remove these 3 anytime soon. Unless I use them on Ace, in which case they could remove 1. Okay. I guess I could have removed something if they wanted to, really. So this one has the Ukkomon inheritable, so that one I do want to turn into Deck 17 Rapid. Put this Angimon at the bottom. Draw. And then this one will turn into the Angimon. Magna Angimon Ace, because I do want to keep Rasielmon in hand. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't have lethal quite yet. It is close, but not quite yet. De-Digivolve something. So probably Angimon? Yep. I can see that. I do want to keep this Magna Angimon in hand. You can just rush them so easily with this stack that it's almost kind of funny. So this is why I have both Magna Angimon Ace and Mega Gargamon Ace, because this is pretty fire. If they do end up getting All Force, and then I do have this Rapidmon still in play, I could just Mega Gargo and then prevent it from just unsuspending over and over. Like, if they are going to pop off with All Force, I can just stop them. Unless I want to bounce my Rapid to hand, because that probably would be the better thing to do. Rapid, if... Yep, they chose wisely. Toasty. Oh, and then also the more tamers that they play, the more free the Defexmon becomes. You gotta strip away Patamon. I mean, I can blast Evo. Which I mean, sure. Actually, no. If I were to blast Evo, then I would be prompted to put that... Oh, okay. That's just lucky. That is just lucky. But yeah, I would say that these two are my best yellow vaccine decks at the moment. Either you play the build with Ukkomon or you play the build without Ukkomon, but they are currently so good. Usually I win games with them. It's very rare that I use them and then I lose. Okay, so I can't attack. Okay. Okay, I know what to do. Just in case they have a Zudomon Ace in hand, I just want to be sure that I can get rid of it. Ukkomon! Okay. There's nothing to de-digivolve. So nothing will happen, but then also I'll lose security battle. And I can just play out the Ukkomon. I forgot to mention, but because Ukkomon is a white Digimon, in this deck I have 6 colors, I believe. Everything except for blue. So even with Ukkomon out, and then at least one other yellow thing, I can minus 18,000 EP pretty easily with Heaven's Judgment. Okay, so you have jamming. I don't think that they're running a level 7, level 6 blue ace. So maybe I'm good. Like, there are level 6 blue aces out, but I don't think that they would run them in their build. But I wasn't entirely sure either. Like, if they were to run a level 6 blue ace out that is revealed, or like that is available prior to BT16, it would be as the Longmon ace probably. This is a good hand. Basically, if I have a Padawan and a TK, it seems like a good hand. Or a rookie and an Ukkomon. Yellow rookie and Ukkomon. Okay, the hand just got more cracked. TK probably. So 2 out of my 5 cards are Ukkomons. So if I use a TK, there's a pretty good chance I will grab an Ukkomon. Just in case I need one. So I have Ukkomon, Angimon, and another BT8 Rapid in security, I believe. So that's my 3rd BT8 Rapid. Ooh, this is now the better choice. This is the best choice currently. So I'll take that. I'll put BT8 Rapid in there. Draw. So right now I should have 2 BT Rapids, 1 Angimon, and 2 Ukkos. Yes. Grabbing the Ukkos. I'll put the Sardex 17 one in. Okay. I don't really want to block it, because if I do block it, then my Ukkomon will be minus 2000 DP. They do not have Fortitude on them, so this is a good opportunity. Wait, I was thinking about something else. No, they didn't have the level 5, so my Ukkomon wouldn't even be minus 2000. Okay, so I take it back. So it doesn't even matter if I delete it, because my Ukkomon will die and they don't have any Fortitude. I basically have game. So Patamon will move out. I'll be set to 3. Patamon will digivolve. I'll gain 3 back, so I'll go to 6. And then with my 6 memory, I can digivolve 1 of my Rapidmon. Actually, it'll be 7 memory because of that Ukkomon. So with my 7 memory, I can digivolve for 5 into Mega Gargamon Ace. Okay. That was the smart thing to do. Yep. Ah, I do not have game. So I will be de-digivolved. Interesting. I don't know if it matters to me. Okay, let's put this Sardex 17 Rapid under. Draw first to see what I do. gain the memory. So first, I will attack, weaken their security by 4,000 for the until the end of their turn. Then, Mega Gargo. Unsuspend. Draw. So this is effectively 17k swinging into their security. So nothing will be able to delete this really. Even if they get Heavens, it's 13k while suspended. It doesn't end up mattering. Oh, I meant to play out the Patamon. So that was my mistake. But I don't think that... Maybe it probably won't matter. But I gave them a bunch of memory to work with. Maybe it's for the better. Yeah, I really like this Yellow Vax Ukko deck. I have not gone to shown off the Ukko so far, but if I do get Ukkomon and Patamon the same turn, I can really pop off, or even Salamon and Stardex 17 Rapid and Ukkomon the same turn. They can really pop off. Oh, yeah. Actually, no, that's actually good-ish for this matchup. Okay. Oh, okay. They gave me a memory setter. Probably this one. So I would have normally digivolved into the BT... Actually, no. Actually. This is better. This is like the best one. Okay, so I got lucky, and then that just ended up being in my security. I may have... Oh, actually, no, I did not mess up, actually. I just got lucky again. But the right thing to do would have been to play this before to max 6,000, just in case they had the Amphimon Ace in hand. And then because I'm playing out Rookie, I'll play out the Agumon, so that I'll at least just gain an extra memory start of my turn. First, weaken security. That's usually what I always do. So I can get like 5 memory. Because I can guarantee 3 with the TK BT1, 1 extra one from the BT14 TK, then 1 more from the Patamon. So then I can be at 5. Even if I do end up hitting into a Sorai, I can then Digivolve one of my Rapids into Mega Gargo Ace for 5, and then just swing for game for popping 5 memory. So even if it is Sorai, I should be good. Kogak. Armor. It was not a Sorai, but I'm still good. I didn't really get to show off the Ukkomon turn 3 win. Okay. I feel like this might be the time where I get to kind of, maybe if I'm lucky I can show it off. Actually, I'm going second, so this changes things, but this is a really good hand anyways. But if I'm going first, this is also a really good opening hand. You can just Digivolve Patamon into your Raising, play out the Ukkomon. This will pass turn after, move Patamon out, Digivolve to level 4, gain 1 from Patamon, gain 1 from Ukkomon, hatch an egg. Although they choked me at 1, that did not change my plans. Actually, now that I drew that TK, it did change my plans a little, but I think that I will still go for the Ukkomon. Assuming that they don't get rid of the Ukkomon, which I don't believe that they have removal for the Ukkomon this early. So Ukkomon will just stay, and they'll just like promote, hatch an egg, promote, hatch an egg, turn after turn. That TK and Kari will deter most other people, but not me, because I have so much memory gain that I do not care. They knew what was going to happen. I did not care about that TK. I was just going to swing, Digivolve into Salamon, play an Ukkomon, play out a TK. Turn after, I would swing, and then with so much memory, I can Digivolve into Mega Gargo and then swing again for game. Yeah, start X17 Rapidmon weakening security, so then Ukkomon can just like swing and then also live is pretty darn good. Ukkomon basically becomes a 6000 EP Digimon. Only 6000 EP or higher will kill Ukkomon in security battle. So in the new update that they are releasing on Friday, the game will have the matchmaking screen, but then they'll also have an exit button. So you don't have to physically close the game. You can just click on exit matchmaking. They're also upgrading the server from 1,000 to 2,000 people. This seems okay. But I want to be greedy. I'm actually surprised. I'm playing a bunch of rookies in this deck. So I'm playing 15 rookies and 12 level 4s. So 27 cards in my deck are just level 3s or level 4s. I did not get a good hand. If your opponent attacks while you have an ace card in hand, it's just good to hit no selection right away. Otherwise, they will know they have an ace card because it will just pause. So then if it pauses before the battle and you don't have a blocker out, then they'll know that you have an ace card in hand. This is actually pretty nice. I was torn between Ukkomon or TK, but I think that Ukkomon was the better play. I'll push out Salamon, hatch an egg, gain a memory, and then from both Salamon's Tokomon inheritable, as well as Rapidmon's Tokomon inheritable, I can draw one. And then because I suspend TK, Ukkomon will actually give me another draw. So I can almost basically guarantee that I will get another rookie to Digivolve in Raising. That is a shame, but that is okay. Oh, that's a minus 1000 DP. It's still worth it to swing. Two costs stuff X-Mon seems pretty nice. I don't know if they messed up. But I don't know, maybe. Yeah, Ukkomon just makes this deck even more aggressive than before. So because of all the draw power that this deck has, you can just afford to use Ukkomons instead of physical trainings, because you don't really need to search for anything, and then Ukkomon can just keep hatching you eggs earlier, so you can just get more swings in earlier. This seems nice. Maybe. Yes, this is pretty good. Pretty darn good. So this is actually a pretty good time for Agumon to be 1 cost. I didn't even do anything yet, really. Bad hand. I got myself a worse hand. But you know, this is still fine. Okay, that's pretty nice. I feel like I should check security first. That makes the most sense for me. Magna Angemon? Yeah. The question is, do I want to delete the Palmons? No, not really. No. I may have messed down on the order, actually, now that I think about it. I realize that now in hindsight I should have played Magna Angemon Ace before playing out the TK. That way I can still keep turn, delete one of their Palmons, recover to 6, and then if the Angemon is deleted, then it will go to the bottom of my security, making it 7 security. Because Magna Angemon Ace on play will not let me recover past 6. I believe it has piercing? So really, all I need right now is Magna Angemon, is Def Exponent. Okay, I'll take it. That's pretty impressive. This unfortunately will not delete anything. That's actually kind of strange, because I could have just swung twice and then gone for game. Maybe they have an effect to unsuspend one of their Digimon? And this will be the last one for the night because I really need to go to sleep. And then I will continue playing this game tomorrow. It's okay, but I think I can go for a better hand. Having my opponent try to pop off with Fenrir while I have a Defect Spawn in hand is one of the most satisfying things to punish Fenrir for playing out 3 level 4s in a turn, as well as having a bunch of Tamers out. It is unfortunate that I don't really have a rookie yet, but maybe I can find one. Patamon, definitely. Yes. So honestly, I just need to wait until they go into Fenry, and then I can just play out Defexmon for free. Or close to free. Soon Defexmon will be for 5 cost. I have a feeling that they will most likely remove the AG from sources end of turn. Okay, yeah. Defexmon can be 2 cost. Then basically, whenever they proceed to go into Fenry, Defexmon will just be free. Defexmon free, and then finish off the remaining level 5 using Heaven's Judgment. Actually, can they delete my Defexmon? Yeah, they could with the Fenry Lugamon when attacking. I don't know why they quit. We were both in bad positions. Well, that was the last game of the night, so I will see you all later. Unfortunately, I did not get the chance to really show off Ukkomon popping off. But yeah, I will see y'all later. Just go over my decks again. So this is my current Yellow Vaccine deck featuring Ukkomon. So the Took 1 X as a 5th egg, 3 Agumons, 4 Salamon, 4 Patamon, 4 Ukkomon. So although I am playing 4 Ukkomons, just having an extra 3 Agumons to actually be able to Digivolve into level 4s if I need them to is actually pretty good. Agumon is also a really good card to trigger Heaven's Judgment an additional time because of its red coloring. The Angimons, the Rapids, just so that I have extra consistency. Not only do I not rely on physical trainings, but because I have more level 4s, they can be easily found in security, which will also help the Patamon as well as Emissary of Hope should I want to digivolve into something. Let's say, for example, a BT8 Rapidmon. I can just play down a rookie, Emissary into it, and like delete stuff. Or if I do have a rookie, I can just Emissary of Hope, digivolve into, for example, Stardex 17 Rapidmon. And then that way I can just, instead of digivolving for 4, or even digivolving for 2 with physical training, I will digivolve for 1 using Emissary of Hope. Magna Angemon Ace, just a good card to drop down. Recovering is good, but then also you can delete Digimon, but mostly it's in here for recovering. But usually, even if it's the first turn, first few turns, like my opponent has a rookie or a champion out, I can just usually play this and then delete it, which is pretty good value for me. Mega Gargomon Ace just as a counter in case I need to, or if I have enough memory, I can digivolve into this and then finish game. Def Axmon. So Def Axmon is here just as a counter against some decks, but also as an aggressive piece. It's also a pretty good security bomb in and of itself at 15,000 DP. The TKs for consistency. Heaven's Judgment just remove stuff. Then Emissary mainly just to digivolve into my level 4s that I know are in security. And then let's go over my vaccine armor list. So basically, this is my list. Just ignore Ukkomon X antibody. I find that you don't really need Ukkomon X antibody. And again, I realize I forgot to change the cameras. Okay. So sorry about that. Let's go back to the Yellow Vax. So this is my Yellow Vax deck in case you wanted to see what it looks like. Yellow Vax Ukko. And then here is my vaccine armor deck. Almost basically the same thing. I've just since then replaced, I just removed Ukkomon X antibody, so I don't have that anymore. This one has an extra Agumon. This one has no Ukkomons. This one has 2 Angiwomon Aces, and it still has the physical trainings. 1 less of Angemon and 1 less of Rapidmon. But basically, those 2 lists are pretty similar. It's just that this deck, you can use the physical trainings if you want to. So you can do cool stuff like starting your turn at 3, pushing Salamon out, physical training into a Rapidmon. However, I do find that Ukkomon is more fun for me. Both are good, so I have this vaccine armor list, or I have the Ukkomon vaccine rush list. And personally, I like the Ukkomon currently more. But yeah, that is it for me for tonight, and I will see y'all later.